Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of on the Minecraft Lost Paradise server. Last time I let you guys off, we did end the dragon fight. Well, actually not before that. Before the end of the dragon fight that we had, we were doing, I think we were focusing on the death games. And we switched right down to the end of the dragon fight. I am sorry about that if it was so sudden when that video does go up. But yeah, the end of the dragon fight actually happened, which was, what is going on out there? Oh lord, don't tell me we were pranked. You gotta be kidding me. Why were we pranked? Ah ha ha ha. Be afraid of the Imperial Army, be very afraid. Ha ha. I didn't think I was going to do this anytime soon, but it looks like we're gonna have to call on my friends from the Hunters Guild. You heard right, folks. Well, you don't know anything about my character's backstory, which that is going to be revealed sooner or later. My character does have a backstory. I was actually wondering about something because I just realized something that was very important. Tyson knows how close we are to another guy's base. I wasn't aware of how close we were to the Another thing is I'm invisible. Don't mind me. I could probably drink some milk because there are cows out here, but it doesn't really matter. But we are really close to another base out here, and I think this is a threat saying be afraid of a prank. Meaning now that people know how close we are, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get pranked a lot. So we are probably going to need to prepare ourselves, but we'll be doing that later. We haven't really been attacked as of yet. On top of that, it's not a death games or a thing now where people are gonna be, especially me, gonna be watching our backs from here on out because of the death games in general. Like, you know, people can kill us legitimately now. Like PvP is now literally a thing. Another thing else somebody had brought up for the death games, which I'm gonna wait for a little bit to see how death games is going. I'm gonna give a trial period right now. People have actually been bringing up that maybe I should implement a bounty system. He brought a way I could do this, but I might think of a different way. What I want to do, if I do the bounty things, I kind of want it to be something that I myself go out of my way to do, instead of having somebody else do it. But then again, I mean, the way that he brought it up was pretty interesting, in the fact that anybody can put a hit out on somebody, but only when that person's name is in the death game's chest are they allowed to go out for that hit. So telling you speaking, it would literally be taking on the aspect of what I wanted. My original intent of the death games is, you know, for someone to be a hunter and someone else to be the hunted, in a sense that you are going to be the prey while the person's going to be the predator, and each of them do get out to see who can win in a fight. But we'll have to see about that. But as I realized that, you know, we were barricaded with inside, I could have just went outside the door instead of jumping outside the top of my base. But as you can see, our base is a little bit more built than last time. This is my style of video recording, at least for Minecraft. I tend to like to do a lot of things by myself off camera because it's less stressful for me to do this. And these are the types of jumps in progress that you will see throughout the video. You'll sometimes see me start a build, but sometimes you will never see me finish it on camera. This is not finished, by the way. As you can tell, we have a second floor to our base. I'm thinking I might need to raise the floor because I'm not sure if you can tell, but when we jump, we quickly hit the top. In my practice build, for some strange reason, I remember being able to jump without hitting the ceiling. So I think maybe my ceiling's a little bit too low. I don't want to have to lay out the floor, but it's not really a big deal. As you can see, the front of the house is right here, and I put some of this light clay. Another thing I have been doing, I did want to record this on screen, is I actually went out like 5,000 blocks in the direction of east just so I could get some clay because I was freaking out of it. I literally had to go out and wreck the inside of a mesa, which does not sound right when you really get down to it. It does not sound right at all. Wreck the inside of a mesa. So I now have several stacks of clay hardened clay to use for this build, and if I remember correctly, this is probably all I will need. On top of that, I even have enough regular clay to turn into hardened clay for this project, so it's not a big deal. Um, but yeah, that's something that's gonna be happening. This base is gonna have to be finished, and I really want to finish this before I move on to something else. So my next project is probably just gonna be consistent building on this right now. So I'm gonna do this after we set this or turn this today. As you can tell, pretty much the setup of this base has been like switched around. I have a lot of rooms opened up that I haven't actually taken the time to. And this is why I want to put these beds somewhere else, because you could sometimes wake up outside, which is not good because you could probably find yourself. What are you doing? What are you doing, man? What are you doing over there? You don't turn your butt to me. Die. For the sake of your delicious pork insides, and move on with the video. I'm stupid. Okay, so while we're building more of this house, and as I, 1 minute as I get the blueprints for the outside of the house taken care of, set up on screen, and you don't see this, you see absolutely nothing, nothing appeared there, ignore it, you have seen absolutely nothing. So we were going 3 up outside, huh? We're going 3 up to here with the stairs, and I built some stairs. So while we're building this, I'm going to talk about a topic or something like that. Tyson and I had brought up a video about something stupid that he done when he was going to high school, when he was still going to high school. What he was talking about was the most embarrassing thing he's ever done, and I guess it's probably about time. I did put in this comment section of his video saying I'll wait to tell this story until I was recording. So well, I'm recording now. Might as well. Another thing is, you can also guys can give me some tips on something about how the roof of the first floor is gonna go. And actually, while I think about it, there's a couple of things that have actually changed with the Def Games building. It's still relatively the same, but things have been added that I actually didn't put on there myself. But back to the embarrassing story. Now, keep in mind, this was all when I was going to school and whatnot. If I can think about what was the embarrassing thing I was going to tell you guys about. This is the problem about, coming up with ideas. Are there any angry pigmen? I don't see any angry pigmen. So what was I going to say? Because I completely forgot what the embarrassing story was. And there's a freaking ender chest there. When was that put there, man? There's a lot. Ever since we killed the dragon, a lot of ender chests have just been popping up all over the place. Somebody who died in another, please pick your stuff up. But what I want to bring you here for is the Def Games building has actually changed quite a bit. A lot of things that I personally did not put there are now here, such as these right here. I was actually wondering if I should do this, but when I put it up here, it didn't look right, so I just didn't bother putting upside down stairs there. And also another thing is Tyson actually, I know Tyson did this. Tyson actually fixed the front of this house, because personally, I didn't think it was that good, and I wasn't really good with these types of situations. But as you can tell, they're upside down stairs right here and here. I understand why he did that. It makes it a little more rounded, and I actually kind of agree with that choice of putting the stairs right there, because I wasn't even thinking that I could do that. Pretty much. And then we come inside the base, not the base, but the Dev Games area here. Look at this. There are freaking sofas, chairs, lighting. There are absolutely no torches here anymore. Now another thing is that when Adam had fixed this up, he didn't make a way for me to come down here if I ever need to change anything. So what I kind of did is I kind of broke some glass here. I broke some of that glowstone over here, so I could easily just wow, we can go through that? I didn't think. Okay, that was a glitch. He put some lighter on here, so we got like a little sitting area as to if we were able to sit here and wait for the Death Games names to change. We got the Death Games builder here, so that glowstone right here. I gotta actually rewrite this when I get a chance to. And then we have some of the signs. I actually put this right here, but I think someone else put this right here and don't want others to fight you. I should have actually made this clearer. The Death Games in general, you're supposed to look in here for a name, and look at that, Mega Kittigris. Darn it. You're supposed to wait for a name to pop up, such as Mega Kittigris, and then you're supposed to go out there and fight them. Now, if that had been my name, the Mind Zero, the Mind Zero, the Mind 09, which that the sort's gonna have to change at some point because when usernames become changeable, I'm changing mine straight up. You're supposed to hit this button, and it's supposed to take your name out, and leave someone else to pop in there. That's the whole point of that of the reset button. That was only there to prevent you from getting killed if you don't want to be killed. Granted, you can solve that by just not putting your name in there. As you can tell, Crystal Hero is not in here. Crystal Hero actually has been banned for a week. I'm not gonna get into why, so don't ask. Maybe you can ask other Lost Paradise people, but I'm not gonna get into that. Arconis and Q Miku are not gonna be participating in the Death Games because they don't really like PvP. Are not really good at it. Well, Super Arcanist, I can say that he doesn't really like PvP. I'm not really good at it, so I might be losing a lot of diamonds through this fight. But I'm gonna be prepared. I'm gonna make sure I'm prepared for all kinds of like random things. I feel like I'm lagging for some strange reason. What's my video settings? Let's go short there. That should allow me to have better frames. But that's why I really wanted to bring up the fact that this has actually changed. It hasn't really changed in function. It's just really changed in looks. But crying out, this thing looks a whole lot better than in my original vision. I will say this much because I was trying to figure out, like, once I got the building build, I didn't really think about how I was gonna make it look good. So I'm kind of glad that other people besides me have actually taken up the time to make this building better. So yeah. So I need to think about what that embarrassing story I wanted to tell was. And don't worry, I'm gonna get this finished. I'm gonna get this thing done. I mean, either that or Mega Kittigris will do it, but I don't even know if he's going to do this. It doesn't seem like he takes on really big projects. I mean, besides that one building area that he has at spawn, I don't even know what he's gonna do at spawn. He hasn't really even told me. Granted, I haven't even asked him. But back to, I'm trying to figure out what the embarrassing story was. I got off track there. And actually, now I'm thinking about it, what Tyson did, I might take that idea and put it over here. But right now, we're just gonna do this as I try to come up with the embarrassing story I was talking about. And it's probably not even embarrassing now that I'm thinking about it, because if I can't remember it, it must have been worth telling. I think we want... No. Dang it, I'm trying to think here. The really only... I now think about it was kind of embarrassing for me, but it actually might be pretty funny for anybody else listening. Okay, here it is. You see, this is how it all happened in high school. You see, I went to, America. It's not known for having really, really stellar education. But pretty much on the last day of school, normally I would never do this, but because it was the last day of school and we really weren't learning anything, I decided to, my friends made it a habit of like just skipping school and that within the end of the year. So they decided to do this like the day before the last day of school, because we were all, as students, we were just pretty much, our school actually was really weird. Well, not weird, but unique in the sense that we were crammed on the last day of school. There were no classes, but we had to come to school anyway. So what they would do is they would stuff everybody 9 through 11 into the cafeteria, and we would just stay there the entire day. Now you're probably wondering, what the heck do we do there all day? I mean, if you weren't having classes, what was the point of even showing up? We have a set amount of time. We have a set amount of days that we have to attend school. You know, no matter rain, snow, sleet, or rain, sleet, or snow, we have to attend these a number of days because the government's paying for our school. So we have to attend these amount of days to keep the schools funded. Granted, we're not producing the smartest people in the entire world, um, but uh, but yeah, that's pretty much what we had. We had to attend a certain amount of days of school. Um, for any reason, I don't understand the reasoning behind it. We were never told why we had to attend these days, but we had to. It was just accepted fact. We had to accept the fact that we had to attend these schools. We had to attend these days of school. So pretty much what happened is since we were always in the cafeteria and we had no classes, they decided to go to school and then skip all the way to another friend's house. They did this the day before. I decided to go with them. I decided to go with them. Now you're probably wondering, what's so embarrassing about this? Don't worry, we're gonna get to that point. Um, it's less embarrassing and more restricting to myself because I decided to make the choice and go with them. But whatever. Um, they decided to skip to another friend's house. His name was this other guy's name was Armstrong for now. He just watched my videos, so he shouldn't mind me saying his name out loud. But went to this guy's house. Now, you see, I live fairly close to my school. Granted, we still have a bus that comes all the way up here to pick us up. So, in my neighborhood, there's actually a guy here. He's actually part of the security staff of my school. So what happened is, like, things were going pretty well. I decided to go with my friends. We went to a guy's house to play some video games the entire day. Yeah, we went to another guy's house to do something we were going to be doing inside the cafeteria in the first place. Yeah, smart thinking, huh? So we did this for the entire school day. So because we had plans to do this for a couple of hours and then come back to the school and make sure we can catch the bus home. We did this for majority of the day, and then we were coming back to the school, and I don't know why I was thinking in my head that I shouldn't use the front door. The front door to the school. Well, I wasn't thinking like this when I was walking with my friends. I was just following them so I can get back into school. Lo and behold, we went through the front door and security caught us all. Now, they were pretty much, I guess, they were telling like, where were you guys? Why weren't you in the cafeteria and stuff like that? And then what happened? Someone called my name out, and I was wondering who was that. I look up and I see that it's actually my neighbor from my neighborhood, who's a security guard there, and he notices me, and I'm like, oh, I say on my mind like, oh crap, dang it. And keep in mind we live in the same neighborhood, so he can easily tell my parents and everything what's going on within the school. So I get caught, right? And then I get really nervous, and he pretty much a long story short, to keep this from going on, what happens is I think I'm home free when I get home, only to find out that he actually tells my father what happened, and I pretty much get a whooping. It's not really embarrassing. The funny thing is, it's kind of anticlimactic when I tell you what happened, but it's more or less me being ashamed of myself that I decided to do this in the first place. Lo and behold, my friends didn't get caught because none of the guards really knew them. It just so happened that this guy happened to be at the front door when I was coming back with my friends. From that day of leaving the school. Granted, thinking back on it, even if I hadn't gotten caught, the chances of me still getting caught probably were still high because my school had security cameras within the parking lot. So actually, I probably would have gotten caught anyway. It just would have taken them longer to find out. So I guess in the long run, me getting caught sooner rather than later probably would have been a whole lot better. But in the long run, it was something stupid. I know I shouldn't have done it. So my message to you guys is, any of you still going to high school, don't do what I did. Even on the last day of school, just, if they stick you in the cafeteria, just be there. It's not like you're doing anything. If you're not doing anything, just stick there. I mean, for crying out loud, they stick you in the cafeteria, just bring something to, you're gonna be stuck in the cafeteria, just bring something for you to do there. Even if it is something not productive. If it's just playing video games, do that. Granted, like I said, my school wasn't the most academically successful. For crying out loud, we had a principal who didn't appear all year until the last day for the seniors. Like, I'm dead serious. We never saw this woman the entire year until the very last day for seniors. And I just think back on that, I'm like, we had the worst principal ever. We really did. Um, Top that off with the whole HSA thing. It almost made it possible for students to not graduate because testing, testing in general, like I honestly don't like the idea of testing for anything. To be completely honest, if it's in the way of a potential future for yourself, I don't like that idea because not everybody's a test taker. Like I don't understand, like why must you weed out the test takers from the non-test takers? And by that I mean like people who are able to memorize things off the bat. Like that's all testing is. Another thing is all you need to realize too, even though you can take a test and you can pass it, that doesn't really mean that you're really really smart. And I'm not saying testing doesn't make you smart or doesn't show that you're smart. What I'm saying, testing to me is more of a way to weed out people who can't take tests, like people who can't memorize things on a larger scale from everybody else. And I hate the fact that testing is just a wall. To me, it's more than a wall, and that's what the HSA is a wall. Like you could get the best grades in school, but if you can't freaking pass a test, you're screwed. And I'd say that's stupid because like this person probably had a dream of going to freaking Harvard. I'm not saying anybody from my school was going to Harvard. Now thinking about it, I don't think anybody was. That's a really messed up thing to say about people from high school. But these are things you just don't say in high school. You don't say what you truly believe a person is capable of in high school, because usually in my case I was a part of the group that was a nerdy group. The group that wasn't socially acceptable in the sense of we didn't really hang out with the cool kids. We didn't really we had our own views on what was cool and whatnot. So that's pretty much how it is. Like if you people little kids are going to school, or people are going to school, high school for the first time, what you need to do is you need to not look at what is acceptable within your school, and look at what you feel is acceptable. Compare that, or compare your own values to what the values of people who you're hanging around at school. And if these people meet your values, then I would suggest hanging out with them, because they obviously have the same mindset you do. Or like downstairs. Oh, wow. Really? I do need to fill this hole. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. I need more dirt. But pretty much what I want to say is like it was more embarrassing, cause I gotta talk about there. But like pretty much do what you think is cool. Don't do things that are gonna get you in trouble. Don't smoke weed. Don't do drugs. I don't do drugs. Just saying, I don't smoke. But pretty much do what you think is cool and just stay out of trouble. Pretty much is all you gotta really do for the next 4 years. And the other thing is, I don't know why, I feel like I'm being a hypocrite when I say this right here, but as adults probably always tell you that high school, you'll probably regret, not really enjoying your high school years. I kind of regret not doing that, to be completely honest. And by that I mean, I really did not like going to school, as a lot of kids don't really like. Like, I mean, it's just natural. I mean, so don't think you're alone that, you didn't know you like going to school. That's how you normally feel when you're going to high school. And pretty much, that's pretty much how you feel about anything that isn't really your choice. But pretty much going to high school, getting the best grades you possibly can, being that way you can achieve your own dreams. Because I know each and every person's got their own dream, their own goal, but you really can't achieve that without an education. So I hate to say this, and I hate to sound like a freaking hypocrite, or I sound like your mother, but you really need to go to school, and what you need to do is make school a whole lot easier for you. Surround yourself with friends. I mean friends that see you and value you as a true friend. And I know some people probably have already heard this several times, that teachers tell you this. So the people you call friends in high school typically aren't gonna be your friends when you're out of high school. And I need to stress this because I didn't really realize this at the time, but they were right. And I hate to say that, the adults are telling me this when I was a little kid was right, but I find it really hard to not say that they're right. The people you typically make friends with in high school, typically what will happen is the only reason they were freaking hanging around you in the first place, if they truly valued you, if they didn't really truly value you as a friend, they will they will most likely not really keep in contact with you. Now this could be true or false with circumstances. Like if they didn't have your cell phone number or number period, that will probably explain why they never really. Something is not right here. That is something strange. I don't remember that being like that. Actually, now I'm looking at this build. Because one side is not this way. We're 25 minutes and I've just been talking randomly. This is probably why I don't like making, don't like trying to make videos. And this is the problem right here. There are 3 pillows right here and only 1 pillow on one side. Why is that the case? There should be... Yeah, these guys right here should be lined up. Like this. Back to what I was saying before I got cut off. Pretty much what happens is, even you'll do this, and I've done this actually, and I kind of regret doing this. I kind of proved them right by saying this, because I was gonna make sure I was gonna be friends with my friends for the rest of my life, but at the end, I never did this. But you'll usually never keep in contact with these guys, even if you want to, and they'll never really keep in contact with you either. I mean, it's really more of like you need to reach out to them or they need to reach out to you or something like that. But it's more of if you really want to keep in contact with these guys and you really want to, and you really want to value the friendship that you had in high school, keep talking to them even out of high school. Like, make sure that you keep in contact with them and see what they're doing. Like, maybe they're wondering why you haven't contacted them and they don't really want to bother you because they think you're busy. Or you think the same way as them. You think they're busy and you don't really want to bother them. Because you think they're really freaking busy. As I already said this before. But pretty much the idea is keeping contact. If you want to really stay really close to your friends that you made in high school, keep in contact with them. Pretty much. But like I said, just stay in school. Make sure you're doing the right things. Don't do drugs. Make sure that you are getting the best grades that you possibly can. I'm not saying make straight A's because not everybody can do that. But that doesn't really mean because you can make straight A's doesn't mean that your life is gonna be the best it possibly can. I really hate the placement of those beds, and now I'm thinking about it. I took out Mega's bed, so he has lost his spawn point for right now. Actually. Why did I pull it out? Why didn't I just put it back? Wow, that can be taken out of context. I'm kind of glad I stopped myself when I did. Ignore what I just said there, like the whole pulling it out and putting it back in. Ah, dang it. But stay in school, don't do drugs. Basically what I'm trying to say here. Making this conversation last a whole lot longer than it should be. Pretty much, yeah, that was my embarrassing moment. I did something that I regret it later on. And I'll allow you to say, I don't regret anything I do. Trust me. You do something that you regret. Trust me, everybody does that at some point in their life. Whether you think you won't regret that time period or not, it doesn't really matter. You'll do something you'll regret. And then you'll be kicking yourself because you did it. And sure enough, I'm kicking myself because I did that. Now, I'm not saying I had a bad childhood or whatnot, but, I realized that I shouldn't have done that in the first place, but I did it anyway. So I really can't take that back. Honestly, if I could, I would definitely go back in time and, prevent myself from leaving that school. I really would go back in time and prevent myself from leaving that school. But, because time change doesn't really happen, on top of that, as you all learn in science fiction, messing with time is a really, really weird thing, and I will never truly understand Time travel. And we're at 30 minutes right now, folks. So I guess this is a good time as any. I didn't really do anything but just talk randomly and switch topics. Well, not topics, but switch what I was talking about at various times. But this is pretty much what I have in terms of the build. Will this change in the future? Most positively, I'm not 100% sure like what's gonna happen. I might have to lift this floor up one more higher because of how close it is to the head of the player, and I'd rather not have that too close. But I think this is as high as it's gonna be able to go. I probably never realized how low this was I um until I hit my head on it. That's how it goes. That's how the cookie crumbles. Honestly, I really feel like I should be able to put oaks and like dark wood slabs here, and I'm so glad these things exist actually. Like I'm so glad these things. I still got oak woods, and like not oak wood, but dark oak wood slabs exist. Okay. Wow. If I take these out, I'm gonna. Yeah, this is a really cramped back end, and I remember there being chests in my build back there, but whatever. We're at 30 minutes. I'm probably gonna have to cut some of this out. So, as I said before, stay in school. Make sure you're doing the right thing. Don't do what I did. As a lot of people say, don't do what I did. Oh, that sounds so bad. But next time we'll continue to build on this base, and maybe we'll have Mega Kickers or somebody else on the server at the time, and maybe we can get a kill for the first recorded Death Games kill for me. Another thing is, if you don't, a lot of you probably don't know this because Tyson hasn't really made a spectacle about this, but he was the first casualty, although unrecorded, of the Death Games. Now, what we might do is we might not count that as the first Death Games kill. We'll have to see how Tyson feels about this, because he'll probably watch this video and he'll give his 2 cents about what he feels about it, but he probably won't care. So, but right now, his death is the first Death Games casualty. So I guess we'll end it right here, folks. See you guys in the next episode of Minecraft Lost Paradise, and I might build more to this house. We'll have to see. I think actually. There. That might be good. I might need to. I wonder if I could put a pillar right here. No, that wouldn't work. I was trying to see if I could maybe put a pillar there, but that might not work. Yeah, the way this house is being built, the underside stairs will not work. I'll have to figure something else out for that. But as I said, next time we'll deal with more building of the base, and we might get a Death Games kill, or be killed in the Death Games. See you guys next time.